the calm between storms. Hutch now runs a private security firm, posing as a quiet consultant, while his father David and brother Harry handle the riskier work. He's trying to maintain a normal life with Becca and the kids, but the itch for action remains, and he feels like a lion pacing in a cage. Something is coming. Shadows from the past. An encrypted message arrives at Hutch's desk, a phrase only spoken among Black Ops elites. The silencer protocol is broken. The message is a red flag that someone from his past is violating an ancient code of secrecy and trust. Hutch instantly senses a storm brewing on the horizon. The Geneva incident. Hutch watches live coverage of a mass killing at a summit in Geneva. High-value former operatives, assassins, handlers, and double agents have all been killed in one coordinated attack. The massacre is surgical, personal, and loud, designed to send a message. But to whom? A ghost reawakens. While driving alone, Hutch is ambushed by masked mercenaries in a high-speed chase. He dispatches them in brutal fashion, but one whispers Volkov's name before dying. Realizing he's being hunted, Hutch sends his family into hiding again, this time with regret in his eyes. The pact revealed. Harry and David reveal the truth. The silencer protocol was an unwritten oath among government-sanctioned killers to never betray, expose, or eliminate one another. Breaking it would start a blood war. Someone is deliberately unraveling the entire assassin underworld, and fast. The name, Cassius Volkov. The trio digs into old intelligence and uncovers a chilling name. Cassius Volkov, a brutal Soviet assassin presumed dead. Volkov has resurfaced with a militant force called the Red Clockwork, and he's targeting former agents one by one, rewriting the rules with blood. And London Underground. Hutch flies to London and reconnects with Isabel Drake, an ex-MI6 operative and an old flame. She's now an underground broker of intelligence. Isabel warns him that Volkov is awakening old sleeper agents embedded across the world, and the West has no idea it's happening. Booby-trapped past Hutch returns to an old safe house in Prague, but something's off. He discovers tripwires and a bomb rigged to detonate. Volkov's men were waiting. Hutch barely escapes, shaken by how closely his past haunts him. The enemy knows all his secrets. Family in crosshairs. Despite their relocation, Becca and the kids are found. A violent home invasion is narrowly thwarted by Hutch, who arrives just in time. Becca realizes the danger isn't over, and this time she chooses to stand by Hutch's side rather than live in fear. The Blood Circle. Realizing he can't fight Volkov alone, Hutch calls in favors from former killers like himself. Together with Harry and David, they form the Blood Circle, a pact of surviving operatives with one mission: end Volkov before he reshapes the underworld into chaos. The Interrogation. The group captures a Red Clockwork operative and tortures information from him. They learn of Project Iron Nest, a black market auction where Volkov is selling AI-based military tech stolen from NATO. With these weapons, he could turn any city into rubble remotely. Berlin Break in the Circle infiltrates a Cold War-era storage vault beneath Berlin to retrieve hard drives containing Volkov's auction plans. The mission is fierce, stealthy, and ends in tragedy. One of Hutch's closest allies is executed mid-escape. The cost of war resurfaces. Double cross. While regrouping, Isabel Drake invites Hutch to a secret MI6 vault. But it's a trap. She's betrayed them, selling out their locations in exchange for immunity from Volkov. The Blood Circle is ambushed and decimated. Only a few escape. Hutch is gravely wounded but survives. Into the fire. Faking their deaths using a corpse switch and burning evidence, Hutch, Harry, and David disappear. Now off-grid, they prepare for an assault on Volkov's base. Hutch trains harder than ever, bruised but burning with revenge. They will storm hell to end this. Home is a weapon. Volkov's men launch one final strike at Hutch's original home, but this time Hutch is ready. Every room is rigged with traps and explosives. The sequence plays out like a twisted Home Alone meets John Wick bloodbath. Becca fights alongside Hutch, proving she's no longer the damsel. Father's code. David reveals the true reason he left his old unit decades ago, a botched mission with Volkov that killed innocents. Guilt has haunted him for decades. Now he's determined to help Hutch finish what he couldn't. The 3 generations of Mansell warriors prepare for a final war, the Moscow Inferno. The team infiltrates Volkov's fortress, an abandoned Soviet missile silo turned bunker. The assault is chaotic, brutal, and filled with homemade weapons, close combat, and heavy gunfire. Harry sacrifices himself to allow Hutch and David to go deeper into the stronghold. Cassius versus Hutch. The final showdown. Hutch and Volkov face off in an industrial chamber beneath the compound. It's raw, primal and silent. No words, only fury. Hutch finally kills Volkov with a wire garrote, strangling him while staring into his eyes. Justice. Vengeance. Closure. The new protocol. Using Volkov's communication system, Hutch sends a cryptic message across the dark web. The blood circle lives. The protocol is reborn. It's both a warning and a beacon. The assassin world will never be safe for tyrants again. A new moral order has been established. Silence restored. Months later, Hutch is living in a remote countryside cabin with Becca and the kids, off-grid. They're finally smiling again. A knock at the door reveals a package. No name, just a coin. Hutch smiles faintly, pockets it and says, "Time to go to work." Fade to black.